Well, well, well. Good morning, everybody. And hopefully, we are all having a great Sunday morning. Hopefully, I am so far. I woke up. God gave me a new day to do what we do. So, Xbox Clips, TJ Jones, good morning to you both. Glad you come on in with me. So, like the title says, let me get this set up here so we can see what we're doing. Let's try to arrange this so it actually looks halfway presentable here. Get the rest of the stuff out here. There we go. All right, there we go. Hey, Margaret Storms, welcome on in. Thanks for coming in. JBW, how you doing? Well, if you want to finish Larry's video, go right ahead. I'm happy that you came in, but here we got all of our stuff for breakfast. Okay, so first, let's start with the ingredients. We're making a breakfast, a bacon omelet this morning, kind of a Western style omelet, with a little bit of pepper, a little bit of onion in it. So, of course, we got 3 extra large eggs. Got some butter. I typically like using American cheese, but we got some cheddar cheese here. Actually, last minute I had to go in and buy that because I thought I had some American cheese left, but apparently not. We got salt. We got pepper. We got red, green, and yellow bell pepper. Some yellow onion, a green onion, and bacon. And also a little splash of water for when we mix up our eggs. John Francis, good morning to you. Thanks for coming in. So that's our ingredients. We got our hot plate, a 9-inch pan, cutting board, pair of chopsticks, a nice chef knife, a bowl to do some mixing, and we also need a bowl for when we cut our vegetables up. So we'll get a secondary bowl for that. Why not? Then, of course, we'll get a nice plate. We'll plate it up looking good. Nursing our travel bug. Thank you for remembering that my RV, quote-unquote, channel is the Skydiving Pickle. And it was done on a dare to make a goofy name for a channel. So I went with that. So, this is going to be a simple thing, let's make an omelet. Now, if I didn't use the potato last night for the Hungarian beef, I would have made a hash brown with this as well, which is the way I really like an omelet. A nice, round hash brown, nice and crisp on both sides. Salted and peppered properly. Then put your omelet right on top of that, and it just soaks right in, all that flavor that comes out of the omelet gets right down into the hash brown, and eat it like that. So, but we're going to do good. So, like I said, we got 3 large eggs. Grab my towel here. So, of course, because we're doing this in a truck, we don't have the space to stand up and cook, whatnot. So, stick that out the way real quick. So, get a trash bag over here. Make this nice, quick, and easy. So, I do an omelet with 3 eggs. Some people like 2, adding milk. I have never put milk in an omelet. I've tried it. It's not bad. Mr. Warmkey, how you doing, sir? The beef was excellent. I have a little bit left over for my quote-unquote lunch. So I'm going to have that for my lunch today. And then tonight, we're doing the teriyaki chicken at about 6:15, 6:20, I think I put it on. So, but we got that. So, we got 3 eggs in there. Bit of black pepper. I'm just going to stick that out the way. Oh, and a pinch of salt. You know, just a good hearty pinch. Set that right there. We're just going to do just a touch of water. That's going to help to steam the eggs a little bit while they're cooking. That enhances the cooking process. Pair of chopsticks. Gonna beat that up. We are doing the eggs a little bit earlier. I mean, you can wait till the absolute last minute to do this, but what I'm trying to do here, besides getting it prepared, we are letting this come up to a bit more of a room temperature, which is going to help the cooking process. So nice and mixed up, so we're good to go there. Grab a one of my handy dandy little rags here to clean that up. Wipe that off real quick so that doesn't get off everywhere. There we go. Stick that right there out the way. So this we're just going to set to the side, like I said, to get a little bit warmer. Because when you have your eggs at room temperature, you're going to have a better result. You have more control over the temperature, how the heat moves through the whatever you're cooking, meat, eggs, vegetables. If they're at room temperature, you're starting off with an advantage. Hey, Mama Lou, how you doing? We are going to do what we can do. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and prepare our vegetables here. So like I said, we got just a little bit of red, green, and yellow, bell pepper here. Get our nice little chef knife here. Now we want a pretty fine dice on this, just so it evenly spreads out into the throughout the dish. And we don't want the pepper to overpower the egg or the bacon, which can happen. Because we're not going to be sautéing the peppers all that much. They're going to stay pretty raw. Because I want that crunch. I want that raw flavor. I don't want the pepper to be cooked. So we're gonna stick that up in there. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the green onion. We're gonna split that right in half. Half the green onion we're gonna save for the end. Half of it is going into the mix itself. So, so we're going to use the part of it as a garnish. So we're going to cut that like that. Like I said, we want this to be a little bit finer. We don't want anything to really overpower the egg. So take a little bit of that. There we go. All that's going inside into the omelet. But like I said, we want this to be a little bit more raw. Actually, let me get another bowl here, just be on the safe side. This will be the finishing onion here for the very top. All right, so we got that going. So first things first, we're going to get the pan a bit warm here. Get that heating up. Got just a regular onion here. Yes, Mama Lou, we're making a nice little omelet this morning. King and Queen Stacking, good morning. All right, so we're gonna try to we're gonna mince this a little bit. Like I said, we want the onion flavor a little bit, but we want it to be, like I said, finely chopped. We want this almost to be a mince. So we get that a nice fine, not even maybe a 1/16 of an inch dice. I'll give it just a once over like this, just to get any long pieces done. All right. And we're just gonna slide that off over here real quick. All right, pan is getting, missed a little piece here. There we go. So we're going to take a couple pieces of bacon here. I've had the bacon in the refrigerator, longer than I would normally have it, but there you go. Cut the edges off here. There we go. This is a Cloverdale hickory smoked bacon. I've never had this particular brand before, but it shouldn't really be anything more than a standard bacon, I think. I'm just going to set that off to the side here real quick. We'll put that away when we're going to do. And so we got 3 strips, or rashes, as the British like to say. I'm just going to chop that, just right across the bacon. There we go. And we're going to get that a little bit crisp. We're not going to try to turn this into super crispy bacon bits like you put on top of a salad or something. We want to get some of the fat out, but we're going to use that fat for the rest of the cooking. We're not going to destroy the bacon. We're going to cook the bacon properly. We want still a little bit of a chew to it. We want to be able to tell that we actually are eating bacon, not a burnt peanut, or not a Frito. That's not what we're trying to get to this. All right, let's see here. Where am I? Oh, here we are. So our chopsticks, we're just going to stir that around a bit. Oh, the smell is amazing. So we're trying to get some of that fat out to use for the rest of the cooking. There you go. So, like I said, we got our onion prepared because we're going to saute that before we cook the egg mix. We got our vegetables for the inside that we want to have raw. So a little bit of green onion, 3 colors of bell pepper. We don't want to cook them. We just want them to get them hot. We got a little bit of green onion. I mean, you can barely see that, but a little bit of green onion for like a garnish on the top, because I want that really extra raw green onion flavor. We got a little bit of cheddar cheese for the top as well. We're going to add a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper at the end, and we also got some extra butter in case we need a little bit more fat in the pan to properly cook. But the onion is going to soak up a bit of the fat from the bacon. Then that's going to go on the inside as well. Like I said, we're not trying to make this super crispy. We're trying to cook it through, but we still want it to have a little bit of that vitality, a little bit of life. Oh, well, king queen stacking, we'll say a prayer. Definitely, hopefully she comes through that, that procedure or hospitalization without too much delay. So we'll definitely say a prayer tonight for that, for her. Yeah, the heat has not been exactly enjoyable this year. 3 Mondays ago, I was in California, 126 degrees, while I was putting a load on my trailer to come back to Georgia. Not enjoyable at all. All right, bacon is almost done. We're getting a little bit of color, a little bit of crispiness to it, not just enough. We don't want too much. All right. Let me grab a little spatula here. So let's put that right there. All right, so we're just going to take the bacon here. See, a little bit of fat has come out, so some of that liquid is still in the pan there. We're just going to throw that right on top of our vegetables going in. Like I said, you can add whatever you want. You can add the type of cheese, doesn't matter. Add a little bit of mushrooms, some potatoes, however you want. So just a little bit, I don't know if you can catch it. There's a little bit of liquid of the fat in there. Let's get that to the other side of the pan. Like I said, we're just going to saute these onions real quick in that bacon. Yes, I'm using the back of the knife. Don't worry about that. Just gonna wipe that off real quick. All right. Just gonna, like I said, we're just trying to get these a little bit softened up a little bit. We're not trying to blast them to make the fried onions you would put on a noodle on green beans or anything. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. When you're having multiple things together, it's hard sometimes to treat one without and neglect the other. So it is, I've always looked at medicine first from a dietary aspect. Your basic mama's home cooking, medicine, salt, water, nutrients, bed rest, keep the fever down, and that takes care of a lot of diseases and a lot of health issues that I've seen, so here we go. Get that. Turn that way. There we go. So we have where's my lid at? Had a lid. Here we go. So we're going to put the lid on just to keep the temperature up a little bit. Get that over there out the way a little bit. So the lid's going to help to increase a little bit of the pressure in the pan, which helps to raise the temperature a little bit. So never be afraid to use a lid. All right. So we got a Ziploc bag, a freezer bag here, a vacuum bag. Don't need that. I know it's bacon. I don't need that. So 4, 8, 12. We got 13 pieces of bacon left. Lucky 13. There we go. Stick that right in there. A little bit of drippage. You don't need that plastic in there. We'll throw that right there. Now this bacon will get eaten pretty fast because, you know, bacon. So we're just going to throw that up in there. We will vacuum pack that later. Speaking of later, might as well do this right now. There's one, and there's two. We're going to take our chicken out for dinner tonight. Get that thawed out. Grab getting a kitchen towel here. Just going to set that off to the side here. So those will thaw a little bit. We're just going to set those on the floor up here. Come on. Dang it. There we go. That way they can thaw out. Water's not going to get everywhere, and we can go from there. All right. Stick that right there. All right, so our onions are getting a little bit nice and soft. Like I said, just you know, we're not doing a lot. You know, this is all to enhance the flavor, not cover the flavor or be the primary, you know, flavor in the dish. I mean, the egg of an omelet to me should be the primary focus. All the other ingredients you put in should be a enhancement to that, nothing more. All right, so we're gonna let that pan do the thing. Like I said, we got our good Kerrygold Irish butter, grass-fed cows, because you ain't getting butter from a grass-fed bull. I'm just saying, you know. No, only a grass-fed cow can give you grass-fed butter. Grass-fed bull, you know, bull isn't going to do that. Yeah. All right, so we're going to take a nice, we're going to dry this off a little bit more here. So a nice little sliver of butter. Get that into the pan. Fold that up, put that away so that don't go all over the place. There we go. Let's get a little more focus there. There we go. And so when you see the bubbling for butter, that's the excess water coming out of the butter. You know your butter is properly melted when that bubbling stops. There you go. Well, see, I'm in Waterloo, Evansdale, Iowa right now, Margaret. Well, I mean, better flavor, and it's healthier. I mean, butter is a good fat to begin with. But, you know, might as well get, if you're gonna have butter, get the best butter you can. You know, don't. You know, I'd rather pay a little bit extra for the Kerrygold butter besides making it myself. I prefer making butter myself. You know, it's not hard. I have control over what goes into it. I can either let the cream, the full fat milk, I can let it either sour a little bit to make a more of a sour type butter, a tangy butter, or I can use it as fast as I can. But I control the salt, I control what herbs are in there, I control the flavor, I control how much buttermilk is left in the butter. You know, so, you know, it's not, it's always better to be able to do it yourself. Iowa, exit 93, I know about where you are. I made a delivery up here in Orange City, Iowa on Thursday. Well, Thursday or Friday? Thursday. I made delivery in Orange City, so not too far. Okay, so the butter has stopped foaming, you know, stopped bubbling. So we are ready to add our egg, 3 eggs, a touch of water, little bit of a pinch of a heavy pinch of salt, a little bit of black pepper. Now, unfortunately, the truck is not sitting exactly level, so we're going to take our towel. There we go. That's a little bit better. So we're going to swirl that around. Now, an omelet is not something you ever want to try to cook fast. So we're going to put our lid on. Let some of that, like I said, that water that we put in there, the water we put in there is going to help to steam as it evaporates out of the egg. It's going to help cook the egg a little bit easier. Let's see here. So, got a plate here. Yeah, delivered in Orange City. Had to come up to Worthington, Minnesota. I picked up a what it's called a rescue load. Basically, another driver was having some issues, which family issues, so I won't go into it. I took his load. Then I made a delivery up near Verdi, Minnesota. Did that on Friday morning. Then Friday afternoon, I went to, where did I go to? I went to Glencoe, Minnesota, picked up the first part of my load in Glencoe, which is going to Vermont. I'm waiting here in Waterloo, Iowa. There we go. See, the egg is, you see it's moving in the pan. So the egg is almost done. So we're going to take our other ingredients here. I'm going to kind of mix those up so it spreads a little more evenly. There we go. Just going to add that in like that. Nice and even. Only to half of the egg mixture, because the other side we're going to fold over. And you can see how just a few ingredients will fill it up. There we go. Stick that off to the side there. Okay. Like I said, we got a little bit of green onion to garnish it off with. Now we need one of the most important things here, the cheese. So like I said, normally I would use American cheese because I prefer that. Yep, I stopped at Sioux Falls real quick, then came back down here. Now the problem with this cheese, they say a hard cheddar, but it's, when it gets warm, it softens up pretty quick. So we're just going to do as we can do. Throw that in there. There we go. I said, I think American cheese is a little bit smoother. Cheddar's fine, but unfortunately, if you get the wrong kind of cheddar, it can get kind of grainy, which I'm not a big fan of. So we got that in the pan. Take this side here. It needs to firm up just a little bit more before I can flip that over. But that's okay. That's all right. So we're going to stick this out the way. There we go. Got the salt out of the way. Get that trash bag out the way. There we go. Stick that right there. We got our plate ready. Stick that out the way over there, I think. There we go. All right. Yep, Sioux Falls is not too bad. I came up from Texas with some trailers going to Orange City. So I stopped in Sioux City, Iowa. on Wednesday night. Thursday made my delivery in Orange City, which is not too far, or that's about an hour away from Sioux City. Stick that out the way. We don't need that anymore. All right. But easy run. All right. Is that firm enough? I think that we might be firm enough. Let's see if we can not look like a total idiot flipping this over. Well, that's about as good as we're gonna get. Just gonna sit that right there. It's just, we'll see a little bit of the ingredients sticking out. All right, so now some toast, lightly toasted, not the real light brown, with lots of good butter, a little bit of peach jam or a little bit of strawberry jam on the side would be nice. A little bit of sausage on the side would be good as well. Like I said, a hash brown underneath of it would be perfect. That would be the best, the ideal for me. But there you go. Finish off the last of my drink from last night. All right. So we got our ice water for the day. Nothing edited. How you doing? So we're gonna top up my little Yeti cup here with the ice, which my friend Brent got me that, and that's one of them gifts that just keeps on giving. Hey, whatever floats the old boat there. Nothing edited. I don't mind good pizza for breakfast. I don't mind leftover dinner for breakfast. A slice of pumpkin pie, ice cold in the refrigerator, first thing in the morning. That's the way to start a morning. I know the rest of the day, nothing can affect me. So we got a little bit of ice in there. We'll be drinking that. All right, alrighty, we are almost done. Almost there. So, like I said, super easy to do, very fulfilling, very rewarding to eat. Yeah, I mean, I've never had a Yeti cup before, but like I said, my friend gave me this one, and I've been using it every single day. You put the ice in, I fill it up, all the way to the top with ice. And then, it's just basically just top it up with water, like 8, 9, 10 times before the ice is completely gone. It works great. I mean, I'm really, I don't know why I never got one previously. You had an omelet for breakfast yesterday? Outstanding. Lucky guy. All right, so I think we're going to call that close to done here. Move this out the way because that's going to burn. Gotta set that on the floor. Here we go. So we get that unplugged. Here we go. See, it's a properly fatted pan. Cooking at the proper temperature, your food is not going to stick. All right, now all that extra fat and butter is going with it. Let's go ahead and wipe that off so it doesn't stick to the outside there. And we'll clean that up a little bit later. All right. A little bit. I wish I had a little bit more darker green for the green onion, but a little bit of bell pepper inside, a little bit of sauteed onion, bacon, cheddar cheese, 3 eggs, a little bit of time and effort. And of course, we got to do the obligatory food picture here. Let's see here. There we go. Post that to the old Facebook, make everybody else jealous. All right, so we got a little bit of extra pepper there. We're gonna see what we need there. Yes, I'm having a Pepsi in the morning. Yes, I know it's bad for me, but I'm doing it anyway. Just get a knife out here. Bing, bang, boom. Fork, of course. But being as I love to eat, I take white kidney bean, carbohydrate, sugar blocker. This does help. It doesn't eliminate all the carbohydrates that you're ingesting, but it helps to control the ability of the body to absorb it by, controlling the enzymes in your stomach and in your intestine. So I normally take 2 of these before I start eating anything with carbs in it, a Pepsi, whatnot. This works. I've already taken 2, so it can give you loose bowels, so I'm not trying to be graphic or ruin your appetite, but you got to be careful with that stuff. My tolerance is such I can take up to 6 per day, but there you go. So we're going to have a little bite of this. Pardon me. So we can get a shot of the insides here. The cheese on the very outside, pardon me, just a tad bit crispy, a little tough. The onion, the bell pepper, especially the bell pepper, is really coming through. Because like I said, I didn't cook it. I basically, it's just raw. It's just heated through. The egg is done all the way through, but not dried out. The cheddar cheese is a little bit stronger than I would like. That's why I prefer American cheese for a dish like this. But still, a great way to start the morning. Simple to do. A classic dish. Not a true French omelet. That's too dang fussy for me. I'm a simple American guy, a simple American man. I don't need to be super fancy. I will use the techniques, but I'm not going to be wasting my time doing something when I can do something just as good in a more simple manner. And we're going to add just a tad bit more salt to the top. Another quick burst of pepper. There we go. And we are going to call that done. So we'll take care of all the dishes here. Like I said, 3 bowls, chopsticks, knife, fork, plate, spatula, a pan, lid, and a pan, cutting board, knife, and a little bit of time and effort. So, but other than that, we have a nice old breakfast here. So I'm going to say thank you all for joining me. This is going to be a quicker one, definitely quicker than last night. But tonight, I think, what time is it going to be at? It's going to be at like 6:20 Eastern, I think. Let me just double check here. 6:10, 6:20 Eastern. Let me look up. Where's it at? Yes, 6:20 Eastern. Frag 44. If that's what you want to do, this is my suggestion. You're 14 right now. The T680 is a good truck. I drove one for a year. It's a good truck. But this is what I would suggest you do. 1, every summer, and every dollar you make from a summer job, mowing lawns, doing chores, whatever you do, put that into the bank. Start your savings account now. Save every dollar, because you're going to need about $4,000 to $5,000 to get your CDL. Okay? 2, if you really want to be a truck driver, start when you're 18 years old. Okay? You cannot leave the state that you're in, but you could start working on a farm. You can start, doing local work, driving a truck. Then, once you turn 21, then you can go OTR, over the road, across state lines, from one coast to the other. If you want to start that way, that will be the most efficient and the easiest way to do it. So if you're 14 now, you save your money for 4 years, you build up that $5,000 or so for your tuition for a truck driving school. Do not go to a truck driving company to get your CDL. That is the worst way to get your CDL. Oh, from Canada? Okay. The rules for Canada I am not quite sure about, but definitely ask somebody who is in the industry and go to the Ministry of Transportation. Get all the information you need ahead of time and then plan accordingly. Find a truck driving school in the area, ask your questions. And find out what you need to do now to get prepared for that. But Frag, if you want to do it, you can. So just go ahead and, start now, though. The earlier you start, the easier it is. All right. So we are going to finish our breakfast. And like I said, 6:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, which is, it's 10:15. Well, it's 11:15 right now, Eastern Time. So, we got, about 7 hours until dinner. So, we're going to clean up here. I got a little bit more organization to do. I got videos to edit. So, we'll be doing that. Got the AC running. We got the insulation and the windows up front so we can, stay halfway decent and cool. But dishwashing, cleaning, floor to vacuum, edit video, do a few other, things. Dang, fly got in here. Other than that, we're going to have an easy day. So, I am a company driver. I'm driving a 389 Peterbilt, 18 speed. I do heavy haul. Just watch the vlog. You'll see the truck in there. And if you want, Frag, you can send me an email. My email is in the about page. ThisTruckersLife@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to answer any question that I can for you. Now, of course, I can't predict the rules and, what's going to come down in the next couple of years. But, and also what the rules for Canada are, I'm not sure. But, there are plenty of truck drivers out there to be able to do that. Hey, Miss Rosalie from Yarn It Out. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. So, a little bit of omelet made in the truck. So, we are going to be getting off here in just a moment. We're going to finish this. Like I said, we got a little bit of stuff to do today. Other than that, we're good to go. So, that's what it's like the usual. Yarn It Out, Frag 44, Nothing Evident, Margaret Storms, King and Queen Stacking, Mama Lou. Let's see who else came in here. Xbox Clips, Ralph Floto. Mr. Floto, I do apologize. I did not see you pop in. I'm sorry. Ralph Floto, always a pleasure seeing you, sir. John Francis, Josh Warmke, Nursing Our Travel Bug, John Francis, TJ Jones. Thank you all for coming in. God bless, and have a good, safe day. I hope to see you tonight for some chicken teriyaki. We normally would be using my sister's recipe, but the confines that I have to deal with, we're going to use one of my favorite brands here, Kikkoman, which is a Japanese brand. I use their soy sauce exclusively. We're going to be using their teriyaki sauce. You see all the sesame seeds floating in there, so we gotta shake this up a little bit. But that's on the menu for tonight. Chicken teriyaki on rice. And we are not driving today. We're stuck here in Waterloo. We're resetting our clock. We pick up in Dubuque, Iowa tomorrow. 2 more John Deere skid steers, which we're taking down to Cincinnati, Ohio. From there, we're taking the tractor we already have on here up to Sheffield, Vermont. So the northern part of Vermont. Maybe, I don't even think it's like 30 miles away from Canada. So other than that, thank you all for coming. God bless. And we'll see you at 6:20 p.m. for some chicken teriyaki. Thank you very much.